it's Christine. It's time for Scraplift Crafternoon. This is our inspiration today, and you'll see a link and all the good stuff below with the playlist and stuff. It's by Catching 1,000 Moments, which I kind of love that title actually, or her username. That's the Instagram, I believe. And I think Isabel found this one. Anyways, she has like this, two pattern papers. There's a torn edge here. And she's kind of got like these cut file flowers coming out with a couple pictures and then just a whole bunch of little embellishments and some mixed media. Now, I'm going to have 3 pictures. I have these pictures. We had an ice storm about a week or so ago, I guess 2 weeks now. And this is my driveway, and it's just filled with ice, y'all. But my husband had to take the trash out. He had to take it out. And y'all, guess what? They didn't come. But he wanted to take it out. So anyway, I took pictures of him because he's silly. And then he was like sliding down the driveway and all that. But I thought this was kind of cute. And honestly, you look at these pictures and it just looks freaking cold. My original title was going to be Cold AF. But I think I've changed my mind because I've got this really old kit from Bo Bunny. I say kit collection called Winter Getaway. It's from 2018. And I don't want to spoil the surprise. I want to hang on it. I want to hang on. But I think I'm going to use like this paper, and there's some other ones in here that I can use. The other thing I'm going to do, I don't have any way to make a cut file, y'all. I don't have anything I don't have a die big enough to make those flower deals. I have nothing like that. So I thought to pull out these swirly whirl deals from Bo Bunny. And this was from the Eyelet Outlet. But in my head, I'm going, I can use these and make them kind of swirl up. And they look kind of cold. And I'm hoping this works out because if it does, I'm going to show you guys a trick using washi tape to keep their shapes. And if it does work out, I'm going to tag Roni because I saw her not too long ago do a layout and she had one of these little things and bless her little heart, it didn't go the way she wanted it to. And if my trick works, which I think it will, I'm going to tag her. If not, y'all don't tell her I said that because I can't give her any advice. But I think I have some advice and I'm going to try to get it done. So anyway, this is what I'm kind of think I'm going to use for my swirly, or those, instead of the flowers, I'm going to use these swirly whirl things. So that's my plan. Let's see how it goes and I'll get back on here in a second. Well, I'm excited because my plan did work. So y'all will see that in just a moment. But the first thing I'm going to do is go ahead and tear this blue paper here in half basically to get our little torn paper effect. I have already matted the photos. I decided to go with the bow, inside that little kit or collection, whatever, was a Bo Bunny double dot. I don't remember the name of the color, but it's kind of a little tan. And I thought that looked good because the grass is all brown and stuff. So I did go ahead and mount those. I was just kind of looking to see, okay, where these are going to end up. And then I thought, well, you might as well glue this down because you know where it's going to go. So I am using double-sided tape because my ATG gun ran out and it actually is supposed to deliver today, so hopefully that shows up as scheduled because I prefer ATG over this 2-sided tape because it takes me twice as long. All right, y'all, here's where we're going to start with our little swirly whirls. And when I'm saying swirly whirls, just to be clear, what I'm talking about is they're self-adhesive jewels, all right? So on the back side of the jewel is it's a glue, it's a adhesive, and so it's got those little jewels on top of that. So what I usually do first, so that I know where I want them to go, is I'll cut them off the acetate and just kind of organize, where I think I want them to go. And I do that because, of course, once you've stuck them down, they're down. So you want to see where they're going to go, and I think this is a great little trick. This isn't the trick I mean when I was talking about helping keep them in shape, but this is one of the first steps for me as I start kind of organizing to make sure I have the right color and things like that. And in this case, this one right here is a little too big. So I'm kind of figuring out, okay, where do I want to cut that? So I'm going to cut that right about there. You'll see me. And you can do that, right? Because there's, in fact, even on Roni's video, she was kind of cutting it apart because she was like, well, that's not working or whatever. So she cut hers apart. And you can do that. If it's too big or whatever. So I did do that. Now here's my trick, y'all. You take a washi tape. It needs to be kind of translucent. And what I mean by that is it needs to be light colored. I would not use dark color because you need to be able to see your little jewel through it. And you cover your jewels with your washi tape, okay? And you kind of press on it. Make sure it's stuck down there real good because then what you're going to do is you're going to peel your backing away from your jewels, and your jewels are still on your washi tape. Now this is still a little bit sticky and tricky, okay? So in a second I'm going to pull out my little needle nose tweezer deals here because it is sticking to my fingers. So I'm not going to sit here and tell you that there's not a little bit of work still yet involved, but it's definitely the best trick I've ever seen, which is basically a reverse, what is it called? I don't know. Where you put the jewels on, the washi tape on the jewels so that it kind of holds it in place while you pull your backing away. So you're not pulling the jewels off the backing, you're pulling the backing off the jewels. And then once you get that off, you can kind of see your jewel, and you lay it down there and you kind of press it all down, right? And then when you pull your washi tape up, check it out, y'all. It's in the shape it's supposed to be in. I saw that years ago, and it's been a trick I've used ever since. All right, so I've gone ahead. I didn't make y'all sit through me doing every one of those, but that's the same trick I used on every single one of those. And again, the bigger the jewel, you just use more washi tape, right? So again, it needs to be kind of see-through, and you need to be able to kind of, you know, press it down. Make sure it's kind of good washi, because if it's not very sticky, it'll kind of mess you up anyways. All right, so here's my title. I decided to use Stone Cold Fox, y'all, because my husband's very handsome, and it's freaking cold outside. So I've made it Stone Cold Fox. I did use the font that came with the collection. I will admit it's a little tricky to see on that blue paper, but I wanted to use it anyway. And plus, the collection had all these little foxes, y'all, and I thought that was such a cute little double meaning phrase here. So I've got the little shiny chipboard fox on the left-hand side. There's this little ephemera fox on the right-hand side. I'm trying to organize these letters because I want them to go a certain kind of way up underneath that little fox on the right-hand side. And then I have pulled out all that ephemera. You can see that on the left over there. There's all those choices, which I was kind of pleased with, because I'm never sure with a collection I've had so long, have I already gotten into these and used up all the good stuff. But I hadn't. I still had plenty of good stuff left. So I used like a little hat on the left side. I pulled that house out because, okay, we're at home, so that's cool. I do end up deciding to use a couple of trees here, because you can see trees, right? So I'm using those. What else do I pull out over here? I think I tried to use this little glove, but that just wasn't going to work. The shape and the color, it just wasn't going to work. Saturn, of course, is supervising. Oh, I have a floral over there. I'll stick a floral over there, and I'll stick a floral kind of up underneath where it says, under the title there, because she did have some kind of embellishments kind of coming down side of the title there, so I'll add that. I do have a bunch of little, there's tiny little flowers. There's like little red ones and little they're kind of sand colored, or like light, or like white, or maybe bone colored. I don't know what the color is, but it's kind of like a neutral color flower. And I'm just going to kind of fill these out. Now, I'm going to be honest with y'all. I get all this stuff, and I'll pick all this, and I'll build my little clusters and stuff, and I start to clean up, and I find 2 more little flowers. So what you're going to see in just a moment isn't 100% of the flowers. You'll see those in the pictures, though, because I saw them after I'd already cleaned everything up, and I go, oh, I'm just going to glue those down. And also, similarly, there's a gap kind of up over that right photo between the swirly whirls. And it didn't bother me for a little bit, but it kind of bothered me. And eventually, I'm going to put 2 little stars up there that are in my ephemera, but I don't do that on camera. So my apologies. You'll see that in the pictures or here at the end. But this is kind of what I've got going on with these ephemeras, and I'm kind of pleased with this, y'all. I think this looks so cute. So when I go off camera, all I'm going to do is basically glue down my titles and glue down everything you're seeing, and then those few little extra pieces I just mentioned to you. And so now you can kind of see my 2 little stars. I have a couple of extra flowers, and then I realized I almost thought I was done, and then I thought, oh shoot, she has a little bit of journaling underneath over there. So I did pull out my white pens, and I've left the brand so you can see it. They work pretty good. You do have to be a little bit slower with it. You can't, with white pens, if you go too fast, they skip. So you have to be real thoughtful with it. I use a little bit thicker pen for the line, and then I use a little thinner. I believe it was the 1.0 for the line and the 0.6 for the words. And I just basically write, even in the middle of an ice storm, Greg has to take the trash out. Yeah, he's like, no, we got to take the trash out. And the city had sent an email that said they would come. And so to put your bags out, or put your trash out, and they would come at some point. Well, they never did come, y'all. They never did, not till the next week when the ice was gone. So they kind of lied, but whatever. So anyways, I'm just writing that little bit there. I am really pleased with my inspiration here, or my take on this inspiration, because I didn't have those die cuts. And I'm hopeful, Miss Roni, if you watch this, you saw my little trick, and hopefully you can get you a little swirly whirl on a layout in the near future. I'd love to see that. Anyways, everybody have a great one. Make sure you check out the playlist, because as usual, all my lady friends, my little scrappy friends will be playing along, and there'll be a playlist and a link and all the good stuff. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye.